Hi, I'm Jon.
And I'm Eli.
And you're watching Screen Obscura.
And we are back with another episode of Screen Obscura. Finally, our hiatus is over like the Pussycat Dolls reunion. After watching Passenger, directed by
André Øvredal. Øvredal. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's starring Jacob Scipio and Llobell.
Lululemon Labubu.
Lululemon Labubu.
And Melissa Leo.
And Melissa Leo, yeah.
She's back.
And that's the entire cast. Actually. Not even kidding. And whoever the hell was playing at the beginning, was that Justice Smith?
No, it was just some guy from Ottawa.
Okay. So it follows this couple that have newly decided to pack up and go out west. They didn't say specifically where.
No, like they mentioned like Arizona, like they were just kind of like road tripping around.
Yeah. They were driving for about 6 weeks. We had a time skip there. They left from New York and they're just driving to live. Like, I guess they're gonna be like those RV, Instagram, YouTube campers, whatever. The teaser trailer just is the beginning of the movie. And so that really intrigued us and we wanted to go see the movie. We figured it would be like one of the more scary movies this year. What were your thoughts on the trailer? For Passenger.
Well, okay, looking back now, because you literally just said like the opening sequence of the film is literally the trailer of the movie. Mm-hmm. When I first saw it, I wasn't really impressed. Like, it looked pretty generic to me, but the concept was alluring.
Yes.
We don't see a lot of that highway horror like we have with like Wrong Turn and like what's that movie with Sophia Bush? The Hitchhiker movie? Hitched? Hiker? Biker? Anyways, we don't see this concept quite often. Maybe as someone who is just always on the road, I was a little bit more interested in an average Joe.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a license like half of the Gen Z, then I probably would not really care.
Get your fucking licenses. Get off the bikes.
Yeah, 25 years old. It looked decent. I think maybe immediately it was really clear in the trailer that it was going to be like a supernatural film. Maybe that took me a little bit out of it. I think I would have been more interested in like wondering, is it going to be a slasher? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? But we kind of knew what it was when the guy's teleporting into the car and, and he's screaming with his teeth out like your mom.
Yeah. My mom. Yeah, it was a very intriguing premise, and we take road trips all the time, and I've grown up going on road trips, so I was invested in the concept of this movie. But I did wonder how they can make an hour and a half or longer movie of it. Mm-hmm. It seems like a great short film idea, and you know, even that teaser trailer that we all saw was really a perfect hook. Let's talk about the movie itself in its entirety. I would say the first act and even part of the second half was a little too slow. We're learning about this couple and their decision making, why they wanted to go on this trip, or like why they wanted to pack up and move, and it wasn't really fleshed out enough. And I was worried about this couple being like another one of those shitty generic couple, whatever, like nothing like Hard Eyes directed by Josh Rubin, right? I would say that the couple actually does grow on me. Like the characters that we're following, they do grow on me as the movie goes on. It was a little weak in the first half. Then the third act really picked up for me in a good way, and I enjoyed the ending for what it was. And they did a lot of surprising things with the concept, and a lot of things that I did want to see, and a lot of things you would think about when you're on a road trip. The things like changing your tire and what can happen there. With the set pieces that they had in this movie, I was engaged throughout those sequences, and I never got really tired of it necessarily. The sequences in themselves were a perfect length. They didn't go on too long. The whole movie on its own, though, I think could have been trimmed down a little bit just to make it a bit more fast-paced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you kind of you just said it, how it was shot, like how they're kind of going to different locations. I actually don't even know if you just said that. I think I was just thinking it. But it reminded me a lot of Joyride with Paul Walker. Kind of how they're on the road, they have an objective, they're going in a certain direction. However, they make all the pit stops, they find other people to communicate with, they meet people along the way, stop at diners, stop at motels, they're kind of being haunted. Realistically, now that I'm thinking about that and talking about it, this is basically just a ghost version, paranormal version of Joyride with Paul Walker. I liked it from that perspective. The only thing I maybe would critique on, and this circles back to when we were talking about the cast, how there's literally 3 people that play in this movie. I do wish there was more. I wish that we kind of got to know other people, because the people that are introduced on the sidelines, they're really like 30 seconds of the film and that's it. Maybe the director did that on purpose to have it more of like an intimate, claustrophobic feel of like a road trip, and it's like you and your partner, or like you and whoever you're driving with, going down to buttfuck nowhere, Ogdensburg, New York. But I don't know. I mean, For the most part, it did have some surprising, like you said, it had some things that I liked about it that caught me by surprise. A lot of cliches, I will say.
Yeah.
That is so common with horror.
Are you talking about the jump scares?
Well, we'll get there. That is one thing I was talking about, but I was also just talking about the plot.
The romantic drama between them, I was kind of like, oh my god, like why? Like it doesn't really matter. Like who gives a shit? There's no real stakes here. It wasn't fleshed out properly until like the second half of the second act, and then these characters become extremely competent. I wouldn't say in an inorganic way, but it was believable. There was some like really cliche situations of them getting out, and you kind of question the consistency of the power of this entity because it can snap his fingers and kill somebody instantly, but this couple it's been going after for multiple nights. And
right.
It's like okay, but you got to suspend your disbelief for some horror movies.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really good one-track shots in this movie. I noticed at least like 3 or 4 that were pretty good, that were very effective actually. It was when she was walking back to the gym.
Oh, yeah, and then the lights went out and she kept walking. Yeah.
See, that was creative and that was cool. I wish there was a little bit more of that. I like the concept a lot. It hits to me a bit more profoundly because I've had all this experience with road trips and such. And the supernatural element was cool. I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't think it was a waste of money or anything. It was just very middle of the road.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything super spectacular. Didn't do anything horribly either.
I'm in the same boat as you. I fully do agree. I agree with actually everything you just said. I feel like we're in the same boat, Love and Growth.
Good. So what'd you rate it? Out of 5.
Out of 5, I give this film, objectively, I'm going to be really real with you. I probably wouldn't really watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it again if it's on Prime Video and it's like 1 a.m. But I can't see myself actively seeking to rewatch this, especially like at this time. It's no Suspiria. But honestly, I feel like I'm being a bit of a dink by saying this. I would give it like a 2.75, I would say. Okay. I feel like a lot of it fell flat. I do think a lot of that is also just because the actors a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. I do think the acting kind of took me out of it a little bit. Listen, it was a supernatural, paranormal thriller with ghosts and shit, but I still felt that the most unrealistic part of this film was the way they were acting.
Do you mean the male or the female or both?
Both, but mostly him. I just feel like he was there. Like
I do think it was inconsistent, but it didn't bug me. It didn't bug me enough to mention it, really. It was just, like, again, everything was just middle of the road, nothing spectacular. But nothing horrible either.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm going 2.5, right down the middle.
2.5? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about spoilers now, so get ready for spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
The whole point of the road trip is they're a city couple and they want to get away, and it's like not even alluded, it's like explained that she comes from like broken foster care system. He comes from like a pretentious, like well put family that was traditional, but he was like, oh, it's not what it seemed. So it's like alluded that he had a shit upbringing as well. It doesn't even say where they're going. It's like what you said. It's like they're just on the road. I guess that was the whole like wanderlust idea of like the reason why they're on the road.
Like they wanted to be nomads.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to go anywhere. They just wanted to go be free. Whatever the fuck that means. No job. But basically, how this passenger gets picked up, it's literally the plot of It Follows a little bit, where it's like it just gets passed around like a used hooker.
Your car opens its legs and it gets let in.
Yeah, it's like you stop the car and you open the back door and immediately some come. Like that's basically just how that's how he comes about. That's how this entity
doesn't have to be the back door.
That's how it has to be the trunk. But it's like that's how this Thin Man phantasm from Sheen shows up. This one, it's like he's a bishop.
I think it was just like a priest.
Or just like a mock priest. He's walking around. Which I didn't even realize he was wearing like the priest outfit.
I thought I saw that. Yeah. And then once they mentioned that he was supposed to be a mockery priest attire.
Yeah.
A priest attire. So that's how this entity dresses up as, even though it's a demon.
Which I feel like that could have been, obviously it would have been like the nun, like Valak.
Yes.
But I feel like that could have been really creepy too, is that if it was more clear about his outfit, maybe?
Yeah, it wasn't like visually it wasn't clear, which is fine. That you don't want your entity fully exposed all the time. But I only noticed like the priest patch, whatever the fuck it is.
At the end.
at the end.
But
This-
also,
in the third half.
I feel like I was also just
Third
more
act.
like my brain was more open to the idea
Yeah.
of it because it was mentioned afterwards
Yeah.
that he's linked to all this like religious symbolism behind it and like who he is and like where he comes from, like
Yeah.
like he's like an ancient demon, which I don't hate that idea. I do think they could have been just a little bit better with it because the way he just comes out of nowhere, it's like, oh, he throws up gang signs on your car,
Yeah.
and he scratches your car, and then I don't
Wolverine
know.
scratches.
Literally, I just feel like there was a lot that they wanted to do with it. Maybe it was a budgeting thing. Maybe it was just a poor director by Øvredal, whatever his name was. But I feel like they could have made him more
Creepy.
They could have made him creepier, but they could have made him more like dark, mysterious, like woodsman-y figure, and instead he just looked like a croaking old fuck. Like he just
Yeah.
looked like what's his
He
name?
reminded me of My Name is Bill Wicks.
Yeah, he literally The Conjuring 2, like my house. That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
But then also really early in the film, I think this is also what took me away from it. Is really early in the film when he goes after what's her name, Llobell. Melissa? Maddie.
Maddie.
He goes after Maddie. And
Maddie
she's wearing
and Ty.
and she's wearing the Saint Nicholas cross or coin, whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes to touch
Pendant.
her, and then it burns him. It's like very early on you realize, oh, this is a demon, which you didn't have to put you didn't have to really
Go too
think
deep.
that far that he was going to be a demon, considering the fact that he's teleporting on the road like Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
But like I think that it was. I was gonna say it was shit, but it wasn't actually shit. It was like a.
I think they blew
it was
their
a fart.
I think they blew. I think they blew their load in that teaser trailer.
They did.
The idea of like passing by this person who's getting closer and closer to your car, and then he appears in your car, is such a great hook. And it is an effective hook. It did get our butts in the theater, right? But I don't think anything actually measures up to that when it comes to the movie. And even all the way to the end when they have the final showdown at the church. I liked it. It was cool. It was fun to watch. I thought it was satisfying enough. But it doesn't ever get to that peak again.
Yeah.
I was at the beginning of the movie or in the teaser trailer that we saw weeks ago.
And maybe this is just my scare factor meter, but I also feel like that teaser shot, and then one other scene in the movie when he pops up on the
Camera?
the camera. That's like the only two jump scares in the whole movie, in my opinion. Everything else was kind of like you saw it coming.
Two effective jump scares.
The two effective ones, yeah. Everything else you kind of just saw it coming, and like you.
Or there were false scares, like just loud noises from the
Yeah.
radio and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they use that a little bit too much. Now that you mention it, you know. Oh, the gore in this movie was quite good. Although I do think a lot of the kills were the same. Where it was like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And a lot of the kills, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of them happened in cars. Like even like Marissa Leo's character, spoiler, but her character, it's like she's outside. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna help you guys solve this case." She literally sits in her car,
Yeah.
and then like he just pulls her hair back, and then she fucking snaps her neck in half.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean by it's like this demon can literally snap its fingers and kill anyone it wants, but it's taking its time with this couple because it's giving him a challenge. It was like,
Yeah, come the fuck on.
Okay, like really?
Was he that bored
Yeah, I know, really.
from chasing racially ambiguous people for centuries?
You know what? You know what horror movies needs to do more of, and there's a little bit of this in this movie, but I don't think it was used super effectively. Is that right? It needs a lot more of like the whole foreground, background sort of deal with these entities and these ghosts. Like it's always blurred. It's like leave the still image of this entity in the background. That's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
I think Smile did that really well. Hereditary did that really well. I wish more of these movies did that. I just saw Smile 2 recently. That's why I'm bringing it up all the time.
Well, you know, and that makes sense. And I also feel like that was the whole objective of also the way the poster for the film was. Have you seen the poster? Where it's like a highway beam, and it's just like a long highway road, and then it's like him, like zoomed out, but it's like he's not really blurry, but he's not really in focus because he's so far away, but it's not like a blurred effect. That was scary as fuck. Just looking at the poster.
But that's a distance thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I get you're trying to be fancy with the focus in a movie where it's like, I'm going to have the depth of field be right here. But he is standing right behind him. Or right behind the character.
Yeah.
And it's like, have him stand, a few feet back and then just let him linger in the background. That's creepy.
Yeah. It surprised me in a sense where it wasn't as vapid as I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
But
I agree.
But it still wasn't anything great.
Yeah.
Granted, great cinema is not a thing, but supposedly Obsession is a great fucking thing, so we need to go see that.
We're gonna see that tomorrow, and we'll throw up a review very close to this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This week.
And no more AI thumbnails.
I'm John.
And I'm Eli.
And you're watching Screen Obscura again.
And since we're back like the Pussycat Dolls, make sure to support us by liking and subscribing.
You tell them.
And if you want to go on a road trip with me, all you gotta do is call me, beat me if you want to reach me. I'm John.